Season 2 was fantastic.
Yeah.
So what is going to happen in Season 3?
I think Season 3 is going to start at the snowball.
I think that'd be really cool.
Because that huge monster is over the snowball dance. He is on top of it.
Yeah, and he's just looking at it.
He's just waiting.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it starts immediately instead of 1 year after.
Which I think would be interesting.
And I hope that it's the same dynamic where it's like the Avengers where they're just all teaming up the whole time.
That'd be so cool.
I don't want them to be separate anymore.
I think it'll probably be another year later.
God! Again, it makes sense because they are very young actors.
Yes.
A year changes them a lot.
Agreed.
Like,
and there's
you
also...
go back and they're just totally different kids.
Mm-hmm. And there's also the thing of when Dr. Owens gives Hops that letter and he's like, okay, she can't come out for a year. So in a year, presumably, she can go around and go to school and everything. So maybe that's what we see. Like it starts and she goes her first day of school or whatever.
Part of me doesn't want that. It's so selfish though, because I like her weird dynamic with Hopper in the shed. And
yeah. I mean, that'd still be a weird dynamic.
For sure, but I don't want her to interact with other kids because I don't think they're going to treat her very nice. Like,
well, then she'll just break their necks with her mind.
I know, but that's not what can happen, you know? She's going to have to learn not to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think Will is going to continue to almost die every single season?
I think it's going to be a common theme. Like,
yeah.
You know how, like, Daphne is stolen every Scooby-Doo
yes.
episode? Like, William is the guy who's going to come close to death every single season. And poor Joyce is just going to have a heart attack every single season.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that one dude who gets always gets lost or kidnapped in every Hangover movie.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's Will.
Yeah,
I think for sure.
And then the other three have an adventure, and then eventually he shows up at the end. Yeah,
I liked how Will was in this like horrible circumstances the whole time, but he was in it this time. Like he wasn't ever missing from an episode except for the 11th episode, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I like that too. Like he wasn't just gone. He was. I mean, in my opinion, he was probably the biggest. He was the main character of the season, I would think.
Yeah, it almost felt like
him and I don't know, maybe Hop. I don't know.
Nancy and Jonathan had a huge role too.
They did, yeah. Everyone did. I mean,
and
Dustin had a big role too.
Yeah, I really feel like I could just keep going.
God,
I think we're gonna have to cut off though because.
Do you think that big shadow monster is going to be the big bad guy in the last season?
The last season?
I'm sorry, not the last season. The next season.
Jesus Christ! You almost gave me a heart attack. I don't know.
Like, is he the big bad guy throughout the whole show? I guess.
I think the big bad guy. They're gonna fix the smoke thing pretty soon in the 3rd season.
Okay.
And the thing that was hiding behind the wall.
Do you not think that was also the?
I don't think it was.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I didn't even think about that.
He wasn't smoke-like. He was a shape. He was.
Huh.
He was something.
And you think that maybe that's the brain and the shadow monster is not necessarily the brain? Or do you think they're a different entity?
No, I think it's all the same entity.
Okay.
I think that the smoke monster is like what spreads it, what moves it.
So not necessarily he's not the brain, he's not but this other thing that was going through the wall is the...
I really think it was something different. To me, it looked different and felt different. Though.
Okay.
And when it showed its face, I was like, that's not the smoke monster.
Interesting. Okay. That never occurred to me. I'm going to assume that is the smoke monster. I hope that you're right, actually, because that sounds interesting. But I think that the shadow monster is probably the big bad guy of the whole show at this point.
Yeah.